All right, and who's excited to be at LA Comic Con? Get excited? Yeah! Any Marvel fans in the house? Yeah!
There's nobody here?
All right, well, hey, we're still getting situated, and the room's filling, so we'll start in a minute. Sorry we're running a little bit behind. I know that there was some flying situation going on outside, but we're getting started. We're also waiting for a tech to help my laptop connect, because we have a graphic to sort of like take us through this panel. Unless anyone here happens to have an HDMI cable to Mac. Anybody happen to have one? Anyone? No, okay, all right. All right, so this is what we're going to do. We'll do the best we can during this. Basically, I have an MCU bracket on my laptop. Once we get a tech here, we'll project it and it'll help us. But the purpose of this panel is that, hey, we're celebrating the MCU's 10-year anniversary, and it's been tremendous, right? Like, so much has changed in culture, pop culture, for many reasons, but largely due to the MCU. It's been a tremendous run, and the Marvel Cinematic Universe has influenced so many industries. My company is called Hero Within. We do geek fashion apparel, and we recently announced our Marvel license. In fact, at this show, we have our Marvel collection at our booth, and so I definitely want to encourage you guys to go. I'll give you more information about that and our company. But we're gonna do something really fun here. There's 3 panelists on this panel, but what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna add a 4th. And so as we go through our brackets, we're gonna ask passionate audience members to volunteer, join us to be our 4th member. We're going to debate through, decide a winner, and then we'll rotate out a new new audience member. And so start mustering up your courage, because we're going to ask you if you're interested to join us for a couple of the matchups. And so, but again, my name is Tony Kim. My company is called Hero Within. I've been going to cons for 10 plus years, and I'm honestly started out a DC fan, and then I became a Marvel fan back during the Ultimates Avengers sort of era, Civil War, all that good stuff. And so, and of course, a fan of the MCU. My favorite out of the MCU, I'm going to ask you guys to also list your favorite movie, would be Winter Soldier. So,
really?
Yes, Winter Soldier? Yes? All right, very good. Okay, let's start out here. Why don't you introduce yourself, and how many cons is it? Do you come to this con or often? Yeah, good. Speak to the mic.
Okay, my name is Beatriz Valenzuela. I am, my 9 to 5 is a crime reporter for the LA Daily News, the Long Beach Press Telegram, and 9 other newspapers. But I'm also a contributor to a website called Cafe Con Leche Nerds, which focuses on Latinidad within the comics community and pop culture. I've been going to cons for 6 years. Go to San Diego. This is probably my 3rd or 4th time here. Back from when it was Kamikaze, now LA. Love doing the smaller cons like East LA Camp and all these other little conventions to be able to find these up-and-coming artists.
Great. And then your favorite MCU?
So as of right now, my favorite one would probably have to be Black Panther.
Yeah.
And I may talk about it a little bit more once we start discussing.
We will. So. All right, Nik, go ahead.
Hi, I'm Nik Jermain. I am an actor, and I am part of a multimedia group called Crazy Town Productions, and we are also heavily influenced by Marvel Comics. I also started out a DC fan with Batman the Animated Series, and once Iron Man came out, that, I think it changed the game. So you already took my favorites, so I'm gonna go with Iron Man.
All right, so our friend's helping us here. We're going. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to do, we basically have all the MCU movies all bracketed, bracket A, bracket B, and starting out with 4 pairs, and it'll work its way down to the semifinal. And so I'll do my best to sort of tell you guys what's going on, and then we'll talk. Basically, we're just going to briefly discuss the strengths and weaknesses of the 2 films matched up, and then we're going to decide who we think is the winner and then anything that's close to like it's a tie, or we're unsure, we're going to go to our audience by applause. We're going to decide who the winner is. And so, but let's do this. We're going to add a fourth member. So who's brave enough to join us? The first one, hand came up. Go ahead, join us. Come on out. All right. So the first bracket we're gonna match up is between Thor, the first Thor, and Guardians of the Galaxy. So that's gonna be the two. Hey, this panel is heartbreaking. I'm warning you right now. It is heartbreaking. It's like soul crushing. Some of the battles we have to do here. All right. Yeah. So hey, welcome to the panel. Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Carly, longtime Marvel fan, first time here.
All right. First time to San Diego, LA Comic Con?
No, this panel.
Oh, great. Okay. And then your favorite MCU film?
Oh man, I know it's not out yet, but I'm really looking forward to Captain Marvel.
Okay. Okay, so we're gonna have to move efficiently here. It's already 1:13. Thor versus Guardians of the Galaxy. Let's do this. Your argument for why one is better than the other. I mean, I know we're being very subjective. This is all just be good fun. So, you favor one, why? So, someone can jump in.
It's like choosing between two of your favorite children, which I don't have children, so.
I have children and I do have a favorite. So go ahead.
I mean, though I do love the original Thor, specifically because of the introduction of Philip Coulson. You know, you got to know more, you got to see this normal human being come in that's kind of like our view into the superhero world. He's an agent, but it's what we would all like to be if we could be superheroes, You want to be the liaison to all the superheroes. But Guardians of the Galaxy just visually was amazing. It was so funny. And I was really worried in the beginning when they announced it about, an animated...
Okay, we need a winner.
I'd say Guardians.
Guardians, okay. Okay.
I'm going to go with Guardians, and simply because they were able to take this group of characters that very few people knew anything about, at least in the mainstream, and they were able to make them completely relatable. They gave them a good storyline. I just really loved it going forward.
I'm on Guardians too.
Wow, okay.
The awesome mix was iconic, and now whenever you hear those songs, you would think of Guardians. So it went far past movies.
Okay. I'm going to say Thor because I think Thor was a harder sell back in the early years of the MCU, and without Thor, I don't think we would have gotten Guardians. Like I just feel like because it introduced Cosmic, it was harder. Now, comparatively speaking, it wasn't as strong as a movie as Guardians, but I just feel like it was a bigger risk. Hemsworth was not known property at that time, and so I think that I would go with Thor. But I'm outvoted, so we're going to go with the winner, Guardians of the Galaxy. Okay, now what we do is we always take a quote or a phrase or something we don't put just Guardians, we put, what's something Guardians is known for? I am. Okay, so that's our winner in advances. If I can grab it, there you go. All right, next one. Ant-Man versus Avengers Age of Ultron. So you have like big, really big, and then really small. So between those two, that was not, the second Avengers was not considered nearly as strong as the other two. So you have Ant-Man, which no one thought would do well at all. And so what do you guys think? Which is the stronger of the two you vote for? Yeah, quick, let's go.
Okay, I'm going to go with Ant-Man because I felt it was less convoluted.
Okay.
And it was a good, strong story. You could walk in and you could pick it up without knowing anything about anything else. It was almost a standalone. And it was just, I know that there are detractors to it, but I just really enjoyed it, and I love the father-daughter connection in there.
Just for, I think the actor's name is Michael Pena, how he sums up every story. Yeah, it was that.
He should be in every MCU movie, right? Just recaps what happened. Go ahead, Nick.
I have to say Age of Ultron. Because I think it was really interesting to bring in Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch because in the comics, they're X-Men, but they brought it in and unfortunately Quicksilver is not with us anymore, but we saw Scarlet Witch.
Spoiler alert. Okay, I'm gonna say Age of Ultron as well because of not the movie as a whole didn't work, but the individual scenes of like the party scene the Stark party scene, the Hulkbuster scene, like I feel like there was enough there to introduce those characters, and so I'm gonna go with that. And so with that being said, we have a tie, so we're gonna ask our audience to by applause, which should win. So if you think, let's hear it for Ant-Man. And for Age of Ultron. Age of Ultron. I'm gonna make an executive decision to go with Age of Ultron.
You didn't see that coming.
It's just a game. Okay, hey, what's our quote from Age of Ultron? What? You didn't see that coming? Right? Wait, what?
Oh yeah.
No strain. How about no strain? Right? Language. Good language. That's it. All right, here we go. All right, thank you for joining us. And so, who's next? Little dude, right here. Come on out. Yeah, come on. Come on, dude. Marvel shirt on. Great. Okay.
Full disclosure, this one came from me.
Oh, it's Offspring. Look at that, I didn't even know that. Great. Hey, what's your name, dude?
My name is Noah.
Noah, and then do you have a favorite MCU movie?
My favorite MCU movie so far is Spider-Man Homecoming.
Oh. Hey, speaking of, we have Spider-Man Homecoming versus Captain America Winter Soldier. So let's go. Alright, so Noah, let's start us off. Why do you like Homecoming better than Winter Soldier?
I like Homecoming better than Winter Soldier because
Thanks, Mom.
I love
Don't slouch.
Homecoming more than Winter Soldier because so far I feel like that's so we have like more. I can't really say it. It's hard.
Well, we'll come back. Okay, so just keep right there. Go ahead, Mom. Go.
Okay, we've spoken about this before, so I think it's the one that stays the truest to Spider-Man. He's still a kid. He's trying to balance, being in high school and still doing these things. Now, there are some elements that we don't like. One of the things that I love about Spider-Man Homecoming is that Aunt May is not a little old lady. My aunts were not little old ladies. They were ladies who like to go out and party and dance, and I love that Aunt May is that way.
Yeah.
But
Hot Aunt May. Yeah. No, in a very respectful way. Go ahead.
Oh my god. Winter Soldier. I read the comics, so even though I knew who the Winter Soldier was in that scene when it's revealed, I was still like, what?
Okay. Noah, do you have any other thoughts on why Spider-Man's so awesome?
Yep. It's because, like Mom said, I honestly feel that it has the best of Peter Parker and Spider-Man, and although it's not as good as a story arc as the original Sam Raimi trilogy, I just feel like it's just the best overall because it just looks visually appealing and it just feels amazing when you come out of the movie after you see all of it.
Well said. You did a great job. So, I, on the other hand, am going to say Winter Soldier. I already said earlier, mainly because of Captain America. After the first Avenger was great, but I think he wasn't really respected as a legitimate not only a fighter, but then just the whole espionage aspect of it. I just feel like that movie just sort of elevated the genre as a whole, and so love Winter Soldier. So, but again, we have another tie, and so you guys are going to have to decide by vote. So let's hear it for Spider-Man Homecoming. And the Winter Soldier. Let's hear it. What's Winter Soldier? What's our phrase we're using?
Bucky! I know you. You know me.
On your left. There it is. There it is. Come on, people. Let's get creative here. All right. Here we go. Avengers versus the original Avengers versus Black Panther. What is going on? It's crazy. This is insanity here. Okay. So I got a feeling you're gonna, because you already said Black Panther. So why don't you start us off? Why Black Panther over the best Marvel film of all time? Why? Tell us.
So the reason why I love Black Panther isn't just because what was on screen, which was amazing. The storytelling was great. The way that they wove in a lot of what we're seeing today, and they're able to address it. I love that. But I love that T'Challa was not, at the end, he wasn't just this king who could do no wrong. He really made mistakes. He had to sit there and look at the mistakes that his father made by not bringing his nephew along with him. And you don't feel, at the end of the movie, after Killmonger, you don't feel like, good. You really do sympathize with him, and you find yourself, he kind of is right. Why, if we have all this technology and we could have helped our people, why didn't you help us? Why did you?
The best stories, you can sympathize both heroes.
Oh, exactly. And the other thing, I'll make it short, is that's another movie where you can walk in and not know the characters, and you can come in and enjoy it, and it could lead to other characters and lead to a love of the MCU and Marvel and DC and everything else that comes down the pipe.
Nick, what do you think?
Black Panther all the way.
All right, okay.
Because going along with Beatriz, Killmonger, if you think about it, he had the right idea, just went around about it the completely wrong way. But in the end, T'Challa did learn from what Killmonger said to open up Wakanda and all the outreach centers. So, and I think it's just the characterization and the visuals were mind blowing.
Yeah. Awesome. Noah, how about you?
I say Black Panther.
Oh, okay.
I say that because it's an introduction, like how all the other MCU movies, like the first Iron Man, the first Captain America, Hulk, and the Incredible Hulk, they're just an introduction, and you don't know what they can do with that introduction after.
Yeah.
You don't know how much more you can do with that, like how we're getting Away from Home, it's Homecoming. You don't know how much you can do with just a little bit.
Yeah, that's awesome. Great. I am also going to say Black Panther. I love the Avengers, but you know what? The one dark blemish on Marvel and the MCU is their lack of female heroines, right? And they're really celebrating that. And I feel like Black Panther with Shuri, Okoye, other characters that, Nakia. It's just like that. They just did such a great job with their female characters and among other things. And so I'm going to give the victory to that. So we're going to say Black Panther is the winner. All right, what's our phrase from Black Panther? Hey, don't worry about the spelling errors. Okay, hey, Noah, thanks for joining us. Who's next? Who's next on us? We're gonna go right here. Go ahead. No, behind you. I'm sorry. What's next on? Behind you. Yeah, you raise your hand. Yeah, come on up. All right, so we've got a weird one ahead of us with Doctor Strange and Iron Man 3. It's a very odd pairing. Hey, you did great. Valkyrie. Yes, the Valkyrie is joining us. Few Valkyries alive. Tell us your name and your favorite MCU.
Awesome. Well, my name is Angel Payne, and my favorite movie is Doctor Strange.
Oh, look at that!
And I'm also a writer as well, and I write superhero romance. Yeah.
So it's Doctor Strange and Iron Man 3, so I'm assuming Doctor Strange is going to win this. Why do you think Doctor Strange would be superior?
I just love, been a superhero fan forever. And what I really loved about Doctor Strange was the universal truths that it addressed. I loved the fact that it addressed metaphysical issues and the fact that a superhero can also be a spiritual being. And I loved the line. I think the one line that cinched it for me in the entire movie was when the Eternal One was talking to him. They were, sort of astral projecting, and she looked at him and said, "It's not about you." And I loved that. I thought, you're right, it isn't about him. And I loved that he learned that lesson, and he had to embrace that lesson in order to really do his job and to save the world. So.
Right. Excellent.
This one's a little hard because I see parallels within the main characters of both. You have two men who are full of themselves and they think they're the greatest, and they have to be humbled in order to see their true power. So I guess it's going to come down for me a little bit of a whitewashing going on. So I think I'm going to go with Iron Man 3.
Okay.
With that one, and that's it.
Okay. Great.
I'm going with Iron Man 3 solely because we got to see Pepper Potts kick ass.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I have a problem with both because you have the ancient one, you have the Mandarin. So both is very problematic to me. So I would almost rescind a vote to either one, but I would probably say Doctor Strange. Yeah. So I think we tied. Okay, fine. Let's go to the audience. Let's hear it for Iron Man 3. Okay, and then Doctor Strange. So Iron Man 3 it is. What's our phrase from Doctor Strange?
It's not about you. That's the bargain.
What? Who cares? It's bargain. Bargain. I've done to bargain. Is that it? Is that it? Right? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Right there it is. Right there. Okay. Next, another interesting, weird one. This is gonna be a short battle. So, Captain America: Civil War versus Thor: The Dark World. Let's make it quick. Anyone wants to advocate for Thor: The Dark World? Okay. For the sake of time, just just a quick what made Civil War so awesome. So just a quick.
Absolutely, Civil War. Yeah, I mean, I think it was just because of, again, I like things that also reflect, I think, issues that we're going through as a society. And absolutely, I think that the whole weighing out what is. I think in one way they were both kind of right.
Yeah.
It was just they're both right, but which way are they going to go about doing it?
Yeah.
And we have discussions about this in our household all the time. Are you Team Stark or are you Team Cap? And there's things to be said for both sides. It's like a case of their hearts are both in the right place. It's just how they go about doing it. And let's face it, the fighting kick. Yes.
Let's real quickly hear from you, Team Stark, Team Iron Man. So, Team Stark? Team Iron Man? Hey, this is my third panel in 3 hours, so just bear with me. So, anyway. All right.
You knew what you were doing. Your heart was in the right place.
Your thoughts on Civil War? Or anything that you want to mention? Anything?
I'm just gonna go with my fangirl brain right now, and that scene where Bucky whoops on the motorcycle, just saying,
So let's just declare Civil War the winner, and I'm gonna have to take this one and Underoos. Yeah, I think what makes this an easy winner for me is the introduction of Spider-Man, Black Panther, obviously. So those two just made it awesome. So, all right. So, Don Craig, I'm sorry, we need to let you go.
No, thank you. It was a pleasure.
Go save the cosmic universe. So, who's with us? I'm gonna take someone way in the back. Dude in the corner. Is that dude in the corner? No, I can't see. Yeah.
That's Scooby-Doo.
Scooby-Doo, is that you? Yeah, Scooby-Doo, where are you? Come on, let's go. Hey, we're not all day. Come on, let's Alright, Scooby, what's your name?
Oh, what's going on? My name's Campbell.
Campbell, great. And your favorite MCU movie?
Oh, goodness.
Why are y'all surprised by this? I'm asking everyone.
Love me some Ragnarok.
Oh, no way!
Seriously?
This
Yeah.
is crazy. It's like the cosmic heat is like meant to be.
Oh, yeah.
So listen, we have Thor Ragnarok versus the Captain America First Avenger. So this is a good one. So let's start us off. Why Thor Ragnarok over Cap?
Brilliant. So, well, Captain America is a great superhero movie, but what Ragnarok does is it breaks open the superhero genre into something we haven't seen before, at least in Marvel movies, which is a stronger comedic aspect to it. And Chris Hemsworth is always a win. So, yeah. Chris Hemsworth.
Awesome.
I know what I said. Thank you, guy in the front. You and me, bud.
I'm also gonna have to go with Thor Ragnarok. I really enjoyed, like you said, the comedic aspect of it. How it, I think it was able to build on a lot more, especially when you had kind of a clunky Thor coming up. It was good, and it wasn't just a good Thor. It was just a good MCU movie. So I really dig it. Although I love Captain America for Agent Carter and all the other elements in it, but I am going to have to go with Thor.
Awesome. Okay.
As much as I love Ragnarok and my dude Taika Waititi, I'm going with the First Avenger because, we for so long in movies, the superhero's always like the strong guy, but Steve Rogers did not start out that way. He was the little guy, and even as the little guy, he was still fighting. He didn't change just because he got muscles. So, yeah.
And I too am also going to say First Avenger. I mean, like that moment where he jumps on the grenade, it's like that's like the core of heroism, right? That selfless acts, even though he's vulnerable and weak, like the fact that he's a hero, like to me, that's just like the essence of what it means to be a hero. So, I'm going to say that. That does lead us to a tie. So get your warm up your hands. Let's hear it if you vote for Thor Ragnarok. First Avenger. First Avenger. What's our phrase from that? Rain check? I hear rain check. Where's no rain check? All day.
All day. All day.
I'm sorry, you're going to take that back. Okay. I can do this all day. Okay. Man, Ragnarok was too jokey for me. That just is too much. Like, I had a good time, but it was a little too silly for me. So, okay, the original Iron Man versus Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. You have Iron Man, which started the whole thing, right? And then you have Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. So, anyone want to jump in? Who they think should win this?
Iron Man.
Iron Man.
He started it all, and the minute we saw Robert Downey Jr. as Tony Stark, he wasn't just acting. We thought he was Tony Stark. He is Tony Stark to this day.
Yeah, we were just discussing it as soon as you heard who was going to play Tony Stark. It was like,
So you're next. Okay, so don't forget. All right, come on up. Tell us your name and your favorite MCU.
Hi, my name is William, and my favorite MCU movie is Age of Ultron.
Oh, interesting. Okay, great. Sorry you weren't on our discussion about that earlier. Okay, so we're down to Guardians of the Galaxy. Now we're going to the semifinals. So Guardians of the Galaxy versus Avengers Age of Ultron. Look at that! This is all working out so perfectly. So let's hear it from you. Do you think? So I'm assuming you prefer Age of Ultron over Guardians the first?
So yeah, I'm going to defend Age of Ultron over Guardians because Age of Ultron. I know a lot of people had problems with it. I know it wasn't received well, and I know on part of Marvel's they decided to announce every other movie after it, so there was like no impending doom for Age of Ultron. But Age of Ultron is like the end-all be-all core Avengers. Like yes, Infinity War, they had the Avengers, but they were split up. The Avengers one, I found it boring. So I went in with Age of Ultron everything about it, character design, like the costumes were great. Quicksilver, Scarlet Witch were introduced. We got to see the whole team together. It's, I don't know, it's a really good Avengers plot for someone who hasn't seen every other movie, who hasn't gone into Iron Man and into Captain America. That's the movie where I think all of them, the interactions are amazing and it's great. They don't have to fight at the very beginning. They don't have to, they're a team.
Yeah.
It's an Avengers team. So
That's your vote? Okay, excellent. Okay. So let's quickly just throw out our vote because we have to move on. So just what's your, out of the Guardians and Avengers Age of Ultron, which one would you go with?
Guardians.
Okay, Guardians. What about you?
Age of Ultron.
Oh, I'm gonna go Guardians. So I think Guardians is better than the, I have, yeah. So let's hear from the audience. Let's hear it for Guardians of the Galaxy. And Avengers Age of Ultron. Okay, so our next matchup is Captain America Winter Soldier versus Black Panther. All right, another tough one. Winter Soldier versus Black Panther. So Nick, I'm gonna put you on the spot.
That's breaking my heart.
Let's do it. Come on.
Black Panther.
Black Panther. Okay.
Black Panther.
All right. Look at friend.
both of the movies were amazing. I think the choreography for Winter Soldier was really good. I like the fighting, had a lot of action. The twist was really good. The music was really good for that one.
Yeah.
The same thing with Black Panther. You're gonna have to come back to me because I.
No, I can't come back. You gotta go now.
Oh, I have to pick one now. Okay.
I'm gonna choose for you. Okay. I'm gonna say Winter because I already said Winter was my favorite, so I have to go with Winter. But we're gonna advance Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. Okay. Thank you for joining us. So appreciate it. We have Spider-Man. Oh, here, come on up. So, we missed the Black Panther. You have a Black Panther shirt. We missed the Black Panther conversation. So, yeah. Okay, so tell us your name real quick and your favorite MCU.
My name's Roger, and my favorite movie is Black Panther.
Awesome. Okay. So we're now going from Doctor Strange versus Captain America, or Civil War, Captain America Civil War. So Civil War versus Doctor Strange.
So I'm going Civil War. When I saw that movie, I was at the edge of my seat the whole time. It was action-packed and really fun, and I love the introduction of characters. So.
Excellent.
I'll have to go with Civil War as well. Civil War.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Civil War. So. Quick, that was a great victory. So. Okay. And now, the original Captain America versus the original Iron Man. I'm gonna say Iron Man. I'm gonna say Captain America. That's my favorite. So we're out of two. So how about you guys?
I'll have to go with Captain America.
Iron Man.
Iron Man is
Let's hear it for the original Captain America First Avenger! Alright, and let's hear it for Iron Man! Man, you would think that like Robert Downey Jr. was here with that applause. Is that it? We're good? Thank you. Okay. Spider-Man, come on up. Thank you for joining us. We're getting down to the last couple. All right. Hey, dude, you look great.
Thank you.
All right. What's your name?
My name's Nathan.
Okay. For the sake of just humor me, your favorite MCU movie?
Spider-Man.
I had a funny feeling. Okay. So the semifinals. Here we go. We have the original Guardians of the Galaxy versus Black Panther. You want to start us off?
I would have to say Guardians of the Galaxy, just because I like any movie with like team dynamic, and the Guardians of the Galaxy, like they're a bunch of like people who don't have like powers, or most of them don't, and and they just get together and they save the whole galaxy, and that's cool.
Yeah, awesome. Okay.
Got to stick with my favorite, Black Panther.
Okay.
Black Panther.
Great. And for the sake of argument, I'm going to go with Guardians. And I'm going to get an audience vote for this because I don't think we voted with Black Panther yet in the mix. And so we're going to go with our audience on this one. So let's hear it for Guardians of the Galaxy. And how about Black Panther?
I think Guardians was close.
I'm going to let our guest decide. And because he's a cute little kid, you can't get mad at him. So which one do you want to advance? Guardians win! He's the future, people. He's the future. Right? Okay, so Civil War, Captain America Civil War versus the original Iron Man. Civil War versus Iron Man.
I'm gonna defend. I'm defend Civil War, but I think that there was a lot of like talking and not a lot of action, and I like movies with a lot more action. But then again, and I like Iron Man because it's the beginning film. Like, and it's like the beginning of the MCU, and I think that like this is like it kickstarted it off. It's like the father film, and I think that's cool. But I'm Spider-Man, so I liked his entrance in Civil War, so I have to go with Civil War.
All right, great.
I'm gonna go with Civil War.
I'm going with Iron Man.
Oh, jeez. I like Civil War so much more, but I just like Iron Man started it, like it was. So we're going to go and vote on this one as well. So let's hear it for Civil War. Iron Man. You know what? I've actually done this panel on. This is probably my 5th or 6th city to do this, and this is the first time it's ended up with these two. I think it's mostly been like Black Panther, Civil War, Iron. So it's never been these two before. So this is really fascinating. Hey, thanks for joining us. Thank you so much. Okay, so I need a good reason. Okay, first of all, if you're volunteering, one of these two movies has to be your favorite. Okay, let's say that. And okay, so someone's special. It's got to be someone's. You got a reason. You got something. Why you? Why you?
I just love Iron Man in general.
No, sorry.
The Marvel movies to go see Infinity War, Iron Man was the first one I saw, and it just kickstarted that love.
Not good enough. Okay. Yeah, why?
I was born in the same year that Iron Man came out.
Wow. Boom. That's still not good enough. Right in the back, yeah, in the aisle. Okay.
Iron Man art reactor tattoo.
No, that's good enough. All right, come on up. That's good enough. Permanent ink gets you on this panel, so there you go.
Prove it.
Okay, is it somewhere visible for yeah, come up here for a second.
Oh.
Just want to make sure it's like, keep it PG-13. Squirrel Girl, that's Squirrel Girl? Oh. Okay, show us your arc reactor, prove it. Yeah! Okay, what's your name?
Hi, I'm Tony.
Oh, right. Tony, oh my god, it's like so meta on multiple levels. Okay, here we are. Welcome to the final round. Who get ready to rumble? Here we go. Guardians versus the original Iron Man. And so, as our guest, you want to start us off? Why?
This is a real head scratcher, but obviously I think we need to give it to Iron Man. This was the film that could make it or break it, and we owe everything to that first film for being so good. It's a 10 out of 10 movie. It's totally flawless, and it changed my life. It seriously did. It's a story about redemption. It's a story that broken hearts can heal. I think it literally has one of the most powerful messages of any of the movies, and everything about it was perfect. They nailed the choreography, they nailed the writing. We saw moments of real vulnerability from Tony Stark, and also I think that it was really, really brave of them to start the MCU out with Iron Man, who was before the MCU kind of somewhat an obscure character. I followed the comics as a kid.
Sea-level at best and stuff.
Yeah, they came out swinging.
You remember Robert Downey Jr.'s his PR was not great at the time, so he was really coming out like the redemption story was still personally, so it was like perfect.
Yes, 10 out of 10 movie, Iron Man all the way.
Yeah, great.
And I think that's why he had to be Tony Stark.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with Iron Man.
Okay, great.
I love both movies and want the audience to be able to vote, so I'm gonna say Guardians.
But yeah, regardless, we're gonna let the audience vote on this. But, again, I think Iron Man just because of everything that everyone stated. So, okay, so this is it. You're warmed up, people. I'm kind of nervous. All right, here we go. Let's hear it for Guardians of the Galaxy. This is gonna be like the first just knockout punch right here. How about for Iron Man? Awesome. Well, let's just was that fun? You guys like that? Yeah. Let's do this real quick. Tell us, is there anywhere we can find you on the interwebs or anything that you want to quickly share?
You're kind of putting me on the spot, but I do have an Instagram, and it is in character mostly as Iron Man. It's Gin and Diesel, one word. That's what fuels Iron Man. So if you guys want to follow me, I'll follow you back. It's not like professional or anything. It's just a thing I do for fun. But occasionally there's cute pictures of my dogs, and there's a lot of pictures of like cons and cosplay and Iron Man-y stuff. It's in character. So.
Awesome. Thank you. Okay.
And you can find us. Oh, sorry! Yay! Sorry, so I just stepped over her applause. You can find me on Cafe Con Leche Nerds.com, where we have a site and podcast that deal with Latinos issues and characters within the comic realm. We're on Instagram. We're on Twitter at CCL Nerds. So look us up.
You can find me at Crazy 10 Entertainment, and it's crazy, the number 10, and ENT on Instagram and Twitter. And we have a comic book coming out next year, so if y'all are interested, please check us out.
And definitely come by our booth 1230 Hero Within. We have all of our Marvel collection. We've got a really cool Avengers bomber jacket, a Captain America military jacket. We're releasing a Captain America sweater for ladies as exclusive here on the floor. So 1230 Hero Within, and definitely you can check us out on social and all that. So hey, thanks for coming out. Thank our panelists. Thanks, and have a great